Cinematics, as I've mentioned before in my WoW trailers video, are a fundamental part of video game history, showing us worlds that video games could reach out to, delivering us beautiful, stellar movie-style looks at some of our favorite characters and landscapes. Blizzard isn't and never has been weak in this field. In fact, I'd argue that they're some of the best in the business. Seeing some of your favorite villains and heroes from Blizzard's multiverse crossing blades and breaking emotional barriers is easily worth buttering my popcorn for, and crying my eyes out to. Blizzard has over the years created a large share of IPs for us to enjoy, from Warcraft to Overwatch, and each of these IPs has brought us a huge array of cinematic experiences. So I thought it would be fun to share my top 10 favorite Blizzard cinematics. Naturally, this is my opinion, but it doesn't mean I'm not interested in yours as well. Drop your favorite cinematics made by Blizzard in the comments, and I'll be sure to check them out. Let's get this started with number 10. Blizzard is well known for creating virtual worlds with unique, fulfilling characters. But what happens when you jam a bunch of those worlds and characters into, well, a video game of its own? You get Heroes of the Storm, and of course, to show off this fantastic new game, Blizzard had to show off something big with it, something epic, something fun, something like I don't know, a cinematic? You like Diablo? How about Carrigan? Arthas even? How about seeing them all duking it out in a freaking sandstorm? Well, if you want something like that, then guess what? This cinematic does it brilliantly. I love the matchups in this cinematic. Tyrael and Carrigan having one badass aerial duel, Raynor duking it out with Diablo, slow-mo dodge attack included, and Arthas vs Nova? I feel like this should end a lot faster than it does. Honestly, now that I think about it, Nova's inclusion in this trailer is just gold. Her sassy, strong attitude towards everything going on helps to show me how nonsensical this game really is. I mean, the game has a basketball Asmodean skin, come on, for God's sake. If you want to see an all-star high-res 3v3 duel with some of your favorite Blizzard heroes and baddies, this trailer is one badass way to start out. Booyah, Blizzard. Way to make my blood pump. For a MOBA? Oh god. Really? I wonder what my number 9 spot could be. Yeah, it's gotta be Hearthstone. Blizzard, make an animated movie, for goodness sake. Where are you? Where are you? As someone who has chosen to enjoy Hearthstone from a much more relaxed point of view, unlike you, Overwatch, you monster, I get a serious Disney vibe from this trailer, giving me this kind of mysterious intro with Ava where she finds this mysterious item that brings her to the Tavern of Hearthstone Brew and his hearty cast of very energetic bar patrons. From there, she's whisked into I guess a tutorial of sorts, where she's taught the ways of the card game known as Hearthstone, through a means of catchy song and dance. Yeah!
Once you've won, you'll finally come to learn that sometimes random fun deserves at least a turn or two. So face your fears and clear your ears, pop everyone that's cheering here. Rise up and do what you must do.
I love this cinematic because it takes a game with a small amount of character like Hearthstone and, well, it gives it a crap ton of characters to work with. From the very entertaining Lou to the hearty Stone Brew himself, blend that all together and you get a really classy Disney-like song and dance style trailer with a little mixture of comedy and, well, you have the makings of a movie. Seriously, Blizzard, I can't hammer this home anymore. Make a movie. I have to say, nothing screams relaxation more than propping my feet up by the fire and watching this charming cinematic.
Actually, it's legendary.
Every great video game story, or at least most of them, have an intense plot spinner that helps to make their audiences delve even deeper into what the game offers. Final Fantasy VII had the Ares death scene, while Bioshock had its notable villain switcheroo near the end. Having a point in which someone important dies or something important gravely changes the stakes of the plot are always loved and welcomed in video games. Naturally, Blizzard has done this several times, especially more recently with WoW, but there is one scene in particular that always gets my goose cooking, and that's Arthas murdering his father, King Tyrannus Menethil.
You no longer need to sacrifice for your people. You no longer need to bear the weight of your crown. I've taken care of everything.
By this point in Warcraft 3, we had built a lot of rapport with young Paladin Arthas, and while sometimes his causes may seem morally gray, he still stands for righteousness, and we have to kind of respect him for that. That is, until he draws Frostmourne, allowing his mind to become a puppet for the Lich King Ner'zhul. Naturally, what follows is death, destruction, but before any of that, one cinematic depicts Arthas' journey full circle as he single-handedly usurps his father within the kingdom of Lordaeron.
This kingdom shall fall, and from the ashes shall arise a new order that will shake the very foundations of the world.
I love the build-up within this scene. I love how everyone's just kind of celebrating. No one knows the atrocities their prince is about to commit until, well, it's too late. Spiraling story arcs are always a great way to take your plot, and Blizzard did a number on us with this powerful yet tragic cinematic, and they set the motion for one of Blizzard's favorite characters of all time. I remember thinking about StarCraft's cinematics and immediately going to the Heart of the Swarm cinematic. God, it's so awesome! Seeing a Zerg invasion from a cinematic point of view is impressive to say the least, and it really helps to drive home what Zerg players stand for. Too bad I'm a Protoss player. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my god! The Legacy of the Void trailer does it. It finds a way to make Protoss look just as badass cinematically as the Heart of the Swarm trailer did for the Zerg.
For we are bound by the Kala, the sacred union of our every thought and emotion.
What, you think a few Protoss can't do their job, Mr. Ultralisk? Boom, Archon. That's right. This trailer goes from epic slow-mo fight scene to Godzilla movie faster than you can say Zerg Rush. Seriously, this monster-style battle is insane. The Ultra thrashing and bashing against the Archon as it fights for its life before suiciding, leaving a lone Proto against hordes of Zerg. One Protoss will die with great honor. Oh my god, Pylon is up? Screw you guys!
Today, we retake our homeworld, and with it, our legacy.
I love the cinematic because it has a high quality movie feel where the bad guys win, but their victory is short-lived because justice is coming, and justice plays Protoss. It also helps that, from a detail point of view, this trailer looks freaking amazing. Diablo is much like most Blizzard games, known for its fair share of cinematics. Heck, Diablo 2 had a bunch of good ones, but Diablo 3 is where I put all my money. I love Tyrael's sacrifice specifically because it generates this very epic feeling, but a very wholesome and sad feeling as well. But honestly, if I had to pick one cutscene from Diablo 3, it would have to be the Diablo vs Imperius fight.
Imperius.
Starting off a cinematic with an edgy plot twist is definitely a good way to go. killing off a new main character while also unfolding a major villain's plot from the shadows, even better. I was shocked to say the least to see Diablo even take over Leah, to be honest, because he wasn't anywhere in this game, so I really wasn't expecting anything. Sure, his name is in the game, but where was Diablo up until this point? But man, oh man, I was even more taken aback by the fact that there was going to be a fight scene with him and the head honcho angel Imperius himself. Seeing Imperius call out Diablo and then proceed to assault his old nemesis was epic at its finest. I love the slow-mo slice scene Imperius does to Diablo, and I freaking love how intense Prime Diablo is throughout the cinematic. He's super dangerous. You just feel like Imperius is being pressured by him the whole time. Naturally, Imperius does lose his fight against the Primeval, but he puts up one kick-A fight and totally blew my mind in the process. Making people feel. The Feel Train. How we hop aboard this train ride to Sad Village often changes, but it usually involves someone dying, some sad music, the usual. And a lot of times, words are weaved together to make us feel this utter sense of drama. Meanwhile, Blizzard is in need of some beer holding because the Bastion trailer hardly has any of these things. No words, no real deaths aside for some nameless Bastion units. The music at times is more peaceful or intense than actually sad, and yet somehow they manage to make me cry. Now that is some impressive cinematic art, if I do say so myself. Watching Bastion become self-aware and enjoy his newly discovered surroundings before being PTSD'd back to the past in a traumatic showing of what war can do to you, well, it's heart-destroying. Bastion doesn't really need words or expressions like we humans do. He shows his newly discovered sadness in his own way, and man does it hurt. Watching him begin to follow protocol as he heads to war with the humans only to be shaken back to reality by his little bird companion it's beautiful. I specifically love the ending bit of the cinematic where he's heading back into the woods with his new feathery friend to avoid humanity and Omnics alike, embracing peace in all its natural flow. Bastion may not be a very popular Overwatch character. In fact, community-wise, he's hated on pretty consecutively. But you can't lie. His short cinematic experience was quite an amazing one. Keeping up with current World of Warcraft isn't all that hard. Blizzard does their best to let you know what is current and important, but BlizzCon 2017 did more than hit us with current. It hit us with the future. And that future was the newest expected World of Warcraft expansion, Battle for Azeroth.
The price for sharing this world. And we have forgotten what makes us strong.
Delivered in a beautifully rendered cinematic, of course. Honestly, when I look back at Vanilla WoW, I always appreciate its 40-man rating and stiff difficulty curve, but more than that, I love the PvP. The feeling of actually being part of a factional war. And man, does this cinematic really bring back those feelings. Getting a chance to see Sylvanas go Banshee and just utterly smash Alliance soldiers is freaking awesome. But more so than that is seeing young Anduin rallying his alliance troops clad in armor, ready to fight for victory. It's inspiring to say the least, and honestly, I generally play Horde. Oh, and don't even get me started on that mass res. Anduin, my dude, your dad would be hella proud of you. I love that Blizzard can take something so epic like factional war and turn it into a very touching, endearing moment right before they unleash some super hell. The idea of WoW returning to its vanilla PvP roots is awe-inspiring, and with Classic WoW being announced beside it, you'd think that the new WoW expansion wouldn't have seen the spotlight, but man oh man, if you thought that, you were wrong. This cinematic grabbed Classic WoW and told it straight up, we either stand together in the fame, or we both go down in flames. Beautiful.
Stand as one for the Alliance!
Reinhardt, why do you make me cry? Why, Reinhardt? You're supposed to be a happy character. Your cinematic was utterly tragic and empowering all in one go. Like, seriously, Blizzard, did Kleenex pay you to do the cinematic? Did they?
Must answer. Always.
Overwatch cinematics are always the most AAA Pixar-looking things to come out of Blizzard. But the most recent cinematic, at least at the time of making this video, is the Reinhardt short, Honor and Glory, and it's beautiful. What, you thought Reinhardt would have an encouraging, happy, wisdomatic, inspiring movie about his past? Psh, get out of here. It's sad, war-torn, lesson-teaching history that will cut your heartstrings just as soon as you get them retwined from the last cinematic they had. Damn you, Blizzard.
Took an oath to be a crusader. Now, keep it.
I won't leave you!
The team needs you. Be their shield.
Watching Ryan and his master Baldric's very son and father-like style of partnership is awe-inspiring alone within itself, but seeing Reinhardt make his mistakes that he does, mistakes that eventually would lead to his master's demise, are powerful ones, and it not only makes the ending of the cinematic that much more powerful, it makes Ryan that much more powerful and intense of a character, and it's that much more gut-punching. The trailer looks stunning as well and has a nice array of fight scenes, including Baldric dual-wielding Crusader hammers, which is... it's badass. I love that the cinematic isn't afraid to be more than just Reinhardt's story, it's Eichenwald's story, it's Baldric's story. And these things all merge together to form easily one of Blizzard's best cinematics to date.
Barrier is failing!
When I ask people, hey, who's your favorite character from the StarCraft universe? They say it pretty easily. It's Minx. Okay, it's Carrigan. I'm sorry, it's Carrigan. Carrigan is easily one of the most loved characters in the series because she actually transforms, both as a character and, well, yeah, she actually transforms physically too. She evolves, she becomes hardened, vengeful, and it all builds up even more so throughout the StarCraft 2 plot. But amidst the build-up, let's take a look back at what made Carrigan the way she was. Oh, a cinematic. Carrigan's betrayal paves the way for Blizzard to show cinematics don't always have to be just about shine. They can be about impactful storytelling as well. This cinematic is a bittersweet look at Minx's abandonment of Carrigan while she is mid-battle with Zerg forces, leaving her to the Swarm and all their nefarious deeds, and making her, well, the Queen of Blades. I specifically like the slowdown segment of the cinematic because it helps to lower us to Carrigan's level, as she at that moment is helpless, giving up, while at the same time full of vengeance, anger, nothing but revenge and hate is driving her. To demonstrate all of that in a cinematic with little in the form of descriptive words is, well, nothing short of masterful. Honestly, when I made this list, I had a general idea of what would come out on top, but I was never for sure if it would happen quite the way I expected. Yeah, it did. Blizzard builds great stories, much like most great video game companies do. Not you. They weave together impressive tales that eventually need concluding. Carrigan gets betrayed? We got an end for that. Ares is dead? We got an end for that too. How about Arthas' dad getting stabbed by his loving but now corrupted son? Oh yeah.
The very forests of Lordaeron whispered the name Arthas.
The Wrath of the Lich King cinematic isn't necessarily the end of Arthas' story, in fact it's just halfway through, but watching the cinematic I could already see the end coming. It wasn't far off now. Blizzard was ready to finish off his legacy. You ever watch a movie and get a cold chill up your spine? Yeah, this cinematic does that for me. And it's not because of Ice Crown either. Listening to Arthas' father narrate the growing up and maturing of his once loving son is powerful stuff, especially considering the deep irony within it. How could you possibly make this any better, Blizzard? Ugh, why'd I ask that? Holy crap! The Wrath of the Lich King cinematic isn't the most epic, fight-heavy cinematic Blizzard has ever done. In fact, there's not really any fighting at all, and that's the beauty of it. It focuses on the narrative and ends up being better than the rest. It gave us a reason to love it without all the glory and the fighting. It told a story, and we listened. And it of course got us pumped for arguably the best WoW expansion to date. Kudos, Blizzard. That's a good job you did there. Damn Kleenexes. Damn it. Get these things out of here. Well, that's my top 10 Blizzard cinematics. I know you may not agree with me, but I'd definitely like to hear what your favorite cinematics from the Blizzard universe are. Drop them in the comments, I'd definitely like to check them out. Also, if you enjoy the content and like other Blizzard content like StarCraft, Overwatch, WoW, Diablo, you know, the stuff, then why not subscribe and check out some more of our videos. Hey, I'm Captain Potato, and I'll see you guys next time, next video.